Are you ready?
Hello there, race fans, and welcome to the world's fastest half mile at the Bristol Motor Speedway for the running of the Hungry Dragon 75. On tap for tonight is 150 laps of bumper-to-bumper racing with the Northwest Truck Series, powered by Walls Beer Company, Sarge's Place, and Volt Vapes. My name is Wes Graham. I'm in the booth here with Donovan Johns and DJ Everett. How you boys doing tonight?
Fantastic. Looking forward to some fun racing here tonight.
All I gotta say, it's Bristol, baby.
Yes, sir. Sure is. Also, you can go and check out the Hungry Dragon at thehungrydragonfoods.com or on Facebook at facebook.com/The Hungry Dragon Sauces. So 150 laps tonight. Short track racing for these boys. First time they've been on a short, well, technically the first time they've been on a track shorter than a mile. What are we expecting tonight?
I expect some amazing races, long green flag runs, and some really clean driving.
You know, I've got to laugh at that as well. I mean, anytime we come to Bristol, we're talking about a half-mile short track bull ring, which means to me, we're going to be seeing a lot of the chrome horn being used tonight, I would think.
We're just about ready to hit the qualifying session here. So far, fastest in practice. No surprise, at the top of the charts, Mark Walls running a 14.663. You got Chad Barker running in second with a 14.750. Right now, you have Mark Walls leading the overall points after 4 races by 28 points over D. Palmer. You have William Fletcher in third, 31 behind, Scott Hutchison 40 behind, and John Ottenbacher at 50 behind, and a tie for 6th between Scott Kukas and Bill Tomer. So pretty tight points battle after you get past the leader.
Yeah, and it looks like Bill Tomer is not with us racing tonight, so looks like he'll lose that battle that he's got going there. I find interesting here, we got, looks like Mark, Chad, Wayne, Drew, William, and Dee, and Gary LaViolette are all Dog Bear Racing. So Dog Bear Racing taking up, what is that, 7 of the top 8 positions on the board so far.
And very impressive. They've been the fastest team out here all season so far.
Yeah, these guys definitely put in a lot of practice time, and as the series sponsor with Mark Walls and the Walls Beard Company and Dog Bear Racing and the efforts they put in, it's always impressive to see what they can do on the track.
And, you know, you guys were talking about points here just a few minutes ago. You know, the points could potentially get shaken up here tonight because after all, we are talking about Bristol, and we all know that anything and everything can happen at Bristol.
That is true. Especially with these trucks here. Ran a couple official races here this week. Pretty tight initial setup. It looks like pretty much the top 7 or 8 have figured out a little something to do with the trucks to get them turn a little better.
Yeah, I was in here. I was in here turning some laps with the guys, and truck definitely likes going in, but center out got a really good push. Likes to cut up right up to that wall. So keeping it off of that outside safer barrier is going to be quite the challenge for these guys tonight, and trying to keep all 4 while going around the corners and keeping off each other's bumpers is going to be kind of a fun show to watch.
And of course, the high side is the preferred line here. You can get to the bottom but the truck gets really, really tight center off, like you said. Wonder if any of these boys have got it set up to where they can run that bottom lane and try to make some passes out on the track. It's going to be tough.
Well, if you could get it set up to run to the bottom, that would be pretty much the optimal thing to do, because the shortest way around, of course, at any racetrack is the bottom. But I think you're going to be finding a lot of different setups here. People running low, people running middle, and people running up high.
Got some times on the board now. Chad Barker, second fastest in practice, is right now on the provisional pole with 14.852. You see Mark Walls on the track right now. Everybody putting down a good clean lap or two, and
Yeah, kind of surprising to see the Drew Lalonde turning at a 15.243. It's kind of slow for him in what he was doing earlier tonight.
of course, the track is hard to pass on, so track position is going to be key. So these guys have got to get a good starting position, keep that track position all night, and hope for a good result.
Yeah, and I think pit strategies with 150 laps is going to play pretty key into this as well. Being able to put 2-tire, 4-tire to get up in front of it, some positions in front of some of the other faster guys. Try to keep it back. It's going to be quite the challenge. Looks like Sean Brightsman just laid down a 14.725, taking over the provisional pole. Mark Wall still hasn't turned down a time. Voting for Ray Fournier and Scott Kukas and Mike Henry still waiting to take some laps.
And Sean Breepson was your winner at the Glen 2 weeks ago.
So not only does he know how to turn left and right, he definitely knows how to turn left for sure.
As of right now.
Yeah, Breitsman, he's sitting position 17 in the points standings.
And he's only got 2 starts, so this will be his 3rd start. Meanwhile, most of the guys up front are working on their 5th start tonight.
Very true. That's not too bad for being half of the races.
Right now we're looking at 78 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Track is also a nice 78 degrees. Winds blowing up to north at 2 miles an hour. I believe these are iRacing defaults.
That's going to be a fantastic night to watch some racing. Too bad the stands aren't fuller.
People still piling in from the parking lot.
Yeah, we do have a few more minutes for race time to kick in.
I think I overheard earlier that there was a little bit of a traffic jam coming into Bristol Motor Speedway tonight, so I'm sure we'll get the fans filling up the stands here as the race goes on.
Now, these trucks are heading off into the turn at about 130, 140 mile an hour. I have to get it woed down to about 100. Rolling through the turns, 110. If we see any green flag pit stops, they got to woe the truck all the way down to 35, and Bristol is not an easy place to get on pit road at.
Oh my gosh, now that being able to woe that big old brick down to get into that corner without losing it. I know when you're making that transition from the banking to the flat, it's very difficult to keep that car down.
Now, I'm not sure if they are running it, strictly NASCAR rules, because at Bristol, under green, you can hit whichever pit lane you're on, and I believe we have just enough that everybody's going to be on the front stretch. I don't know if under caution they're going to make them go down both pit lanes. Do their pit.
And something else to consider, the lap times you were talking here, they don't call this the world's fastest half mile for nothing. They're just blistering around here. lap after lap. And if you make a pit stop, you better make sure that the caution flag doesn't come out while you're caught in the pits, because you can possibly lose a couple laps because the quick lap times are turning here at Bristol.
Only 2 trucks yet to qualify here. The 29 of Mark Walls and the 32 of Mike Henry still have not laid down a qualifying time. Mike Henry a little late entry into the session. As we watch the 18. Ooh.
And Mike Henry's had all 4 starts and some rough running for him, sitting 11th in points overall, right behind Dan Strucy in overall points. So hopefully he'll have a good night, get some positions gained. He's a great guy, fun to watch, and just one of those guys who's always in there trucking away and doing his best. Also good to see Trenton Barrington back in the 2 truck. He's had a couple of starts with us this year.
And still looking to get his first top 10 of the season. Qualifying in 18th right now. About 0.7 of a second off of the leader's, the pole position's time.
And if memory serves me right, Trenton, I think, has only been doing iRacing for about 9 months now. So he's new to the series. He's a young guy. Has been around the real world a little bit with circle track racing. So good on him to come out here, give it a try, especially with the Mark Wall, Sean Brightsman. A very difficult competition, but hopefully learning some from these guys.
Still got about 2 minutes left of qualifying. Not sure if the admins are going to advance the session or not. Looks like everybody who wants to take a time has taken time.
Kind of surprised Mark Walls has yet to turn an official qualifying time. Maybe our points leader is going to start with a mulligan?
Looking back at his qualifying attempts.
Oh, he did attempt to qualify.
Yeah, he had came out on the track. I believe he tore down the wall on both of his laps. He didn't like his first lap. Went ahead and slowed it down. And tried to take a second. And lost it on the back straight. So, yeah,
very interesting. Have you let to learn your magic skills of watching qualifying?
So a little bit of drama here playing out before the race even gets underway.
Definitely going to be interesting to see him charge up through the field. He's going to have to exercise a ton of patience because he's got one of the faster trucks out here tonight. Maybe we'll see some pit strategy from that 29 machine.
It looks like qualifying is just wrapping up. And we'll get an official starting grid here in just a moment.
Yeah, waiting on these guys to push their trucks out onto the grid here.
Can I tell you how excited I am to see that Twinkies truck?
Oh, yes. My stomach's there.
All right, and where's me some Jack's Links? Who's got that truck?
I think everybody needs a little bit of a Twinkie in their life.
All right, it looks like there's two people getting an EOL, Gary Laviolette and Kyle Miller. And your starting grid, John Breitzman on the pole with a 14.725. You have Chad M. Barker starting in P2. Kyle Miller going to take an EOL to the back. Unimproved engine change. Ryan Maines will start in the 4th position. William Fletcher into 28 and 5th. Wayne Hutchison in 6th. 7th went to Gary Laviolette, but he had to change the transmission in between qualifying and the race session. Andy Voigt in 8th. 9th goes to Scott Hutchinson. And rounding out your top 10 is D23 of D. Palmer. Ray Fournier is in 11th. Race sponsor Kit Leo in 12th. 13th is Brian Sturgis. John Ottenbacher in 14th. Drew Lalonde in 15th. 16th will go to Carl Burt. Dan Stussy in 17th. Trenton Barrington in 18th. 19th is Scott Kukas, and Mark Walls will be starting in the 20th position. And rounding out your field in 21st will be the 32 of Mike Henry. Here we go. We got them rolling around. Got 2 pace laps before we turn these 21 trucks loose at the world's fastest half mile, the last great Coliseum, Bristol, 150 laps. It's the over-under on the first caution.
I'm going to give it 2 laps.
I'll say turn.
Oh, go
turn
ahead.
2.
Turn 2. I just cannot help but look at that 46 truck. It is so freaking beautiful.
It is a nice truck there.
Yeah, it's. I'm just. I have a man crush on the 46 truck.
I'm going to go back and showcase the 16, the Hungry Dragon, race sponsor tonight. And pace car makes a hard left down into the pit road. 46 of Sean Breachman has control of the field. Green is out, and we're underway here at Bristol.
Here we go.
Turn 2.
Oh, you got the $5 pot.
Yes. We have. It looks like. Who's behind?
Gary LaValle.
Mike Henry.
Oh, Mike Henry, no, buddy.
Don't know what happened there. Looks like little stop and go act. Oh, the 089 did not get going. The 2 ran into the back of him. It looked like everybody was initially. It might have been between the 10 and the 23 actually, and the 16. 089 checked up. Looks like the 23 got ran into. Well,
that didn't
that
take
was
too
quick.
long, did it?
Going to take out quite a few trucks there. 32 of Mike Henry is going to have to come down and take his 1 fast repair on lap 1.
That has got to be a bummer right there, man.
And you guys were talking about how beautiful these trucks are looking right now, but I kind of doubt they're going to look this way at the end of this race.
And looking down pit road, we had just enough pit spots for the whole field. So everybody will be pitting on the front stretch here tonight. Biggest mover on that restart, Ray Fournier from 11th to 7th. And Scott Hutchinson picked up 4 spots. He's in the top 5 now. Drew Lalonde from 15th to 10th. 17th to 12th for Dan Stussy.
And lots of climbers. Kyle Miller losing. Of course, he had to take the EOL.
I think it might have been voluntary. Which, can't really blame him. Not 100% sure, but I believe the lights are off on the pace car.
No,
No,
they
they're
might
still
still
on.
be rolling.
They're on.
Yeah.
I'm getting a profile view of the light bar. I can't see inside of it.
Yeah, I'm trying to bounce around. I was not prepared for doing camera work tonight. Yeah, well, and apparently for much else, because me and the Blue Moon have had a good evening. Speaking of moons, anybody look outside? I think it is a full moon out tonight.
Yes, it is.
I thought you were going to talk about something else there for a second.
Yeah, I was just looking at that Twinkies truck again, and I was thinking it has something to do with what we were talking about right before broadcast. Yeah, that's it's a cream-filled little thing there, right? All right,
Like a
pace car pulls in. We are about to go racing. Let's get this back on track, guys. Let's do 2 full laps.
A pretty solid start from everybody. Giving each other a ton of room. 17 in the wall, coming out of 2 there. A little bit of Ryan Maines. Look at the 18. Trying to battle for the lead. Running that low lane.
Chad Barker's really known for being able to lay down a couple of really good laps. Hopefully he'll gain some consistency and be able to really do some challenges for Mark Wilson.
So far, Breitsman's leading the way. And pretty much everybody top 10 is pretty good right now.
16's on the inside of the, looks like the 065. A little battle going on there for 18th.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, contact!
16.
And
He's flipping.
16 over. 49 in that, losing the ground. Oh, man, oh, boy.
You know,
Ooh.
it kind of did look like a pit maneuver, didn't it?
And pit successful. He, that 065 just really had nowhere to go. Already in the wall himself, coming out of 2 and 16. I don't know.
I'm wondering if his spotter called him clear because the 065 was in the wall and he just moved up and got into that.
Well, it was a side-by-side battle between Scott Kukas and Kip Leo. Looked like it was Scott Kukas that was involved in that as well.
I believe the 089 got a little piece of the residual there. And Mark Walls is going to get the lucky dog here. Get back on the lead lap. He was caught up in the lap 1 incident. And Mark Walls making his way down pit road, got one of the early pit stalls there. Going to be a race to beat the pace car. Got a little bit of right front damage to that number 29 machine. Yeah, we're about 10% done with the race. Next time around, we'll be working lap 15 of 150.
I think we've completed about 3 laps of green flag racing too.
Give or take a couple corners.
Well, you know, before that caution flag came out, it looked like Chad Barker may have had something for Sean Breetzman. It'll be interesting to see what happens when they go back to green flag racing here in just a few moments.
And the guys up front, they had the advantage. They have the cleaner air for behind first, and doesn't have to really check up for anybody in front of them. Also, they stand more potential of wearing out their tires a lot quicker than the people behind them, so definitely be looking for somebody mid-pack to save a little bit of tire and try to make a charge up to the front. Getting our ducks back in a row here. Lights are off on the pace car. Gonna unleash these beasts here in a turn and a half. 46 is using the gentleman's rule. He's gone on green the last 2 restarts. Let's see if he does it again. There he goes.
Chad Barker
10.
not sleeping.
Him was really slow.
And Chad diving on the inside of Brightsman, looking for a challenge on the lead.
There he goes, side by side, coming off of 2 here. 46. What?
What the? Who what?
I think Chad went into the twilight zone there.
What?
Ah, there he is. He's back. Got in the lead. 46. Back to third. Well, never mind. There he goes again.
I think Chad might be having some connection issues.
Side by side battle for 4th, maybe 5th. D. Palmer.
Oh, Chad's
Cautions.
ping is way almost 2,000 right now. That is unfortunate, being able to get that fast that far up the front so quickly.
And the 10 truck caused a caution there. We got a piece of 1 truck there. Looks like the hell number that is. Carl Burke got into it. 53. He's kind of got a funky looking number up there right now. And looking back through the replay, it looks like Barker was stuck in the wall at about the same time. And it looks like the 32, Mike Henry's going to get his lap back. Ed Barker at 18 fighting for the lead, and he used to fight for better internet.
Yeah, I know. Chad's in the middle of relocating physically here at his home, so I think he's on some borrowed internet.
Wi-Fi is no likey iRacing.
Not the best way to get a nice even stream.
No. But we do have a fresh face out front. 28, William Fletcher leading D. Palmer in second. You have Scott Hutchinson, your top 3 right now, still rolling under caution.
And Fletcher is third in points right now. Looks like about 31 points out of the lead of Mark Wall. So if he can maintain stand up front there and get some good luck his way, might be able to do some catch up to Mark in the point championship hunt.
And the 46, Sean Breetzman on pit road, just finished his service and pulled off. He's going to be restarting way in the back. Not exactly the best place to be. We said track position is key, but the race is still young. There's plenty of time to get back up there.
Yeah, it looks like Chad Barker has parked his rig and is going to call it a day.
That's unfortunate.
That's got to be frustrating for a racer to be able to lose that.
Who's going to make me hungry now?
Well, we got some Frank's hot sauce back here. We have some Kip's and his Hungry Dragon sauce. We definitely have a fantastic truck running second there, the 23, the Budweiser Chevrolet.
Say it every week. I like that truck. I really like that truck. Hate the beer. Headache in a can. Love the truck. Lights are off the base car once again. Line them up 2 by 2. See if we can get another clean restart here. New leader. Don't know if he's going to wait on till green flag is displayed or if he's going to go in his restart box here.
And look at that, Donovan. The grandstands have filled up quite nicely.
Go. Reins in the air. 28 didn't get going. It's not got the gear in right. A lot of side-by-side action behind your leaders here. Battle for the lead. D. Palmer diving to the inside of the 28. Not going to get it to stick and lose a lot of ground to the 28. Might even lose the spot to the 91 behind him. Still side by side back here, 089. 2. Looks like the 1 now.
Yeah, Trenton Barrington losing a lot of ground.
Generally, it'd be the opposite way here. The outside being the preferred lane. Looks like he's going to drop in the line and try to get the truck back to the bottom. It's really slow. 046 into the 16 behind the 2. Reitsman trying to make his back up through the field.
Yeah, Kyle Miller issued the EOL. He's all the way back up into P10.
This is the part where Breedsman's got to be very, very patient as he comes back up through the field.
Yeah, battling Kip Leo here in the 16. Mark Walker behind him.
Oh. Yeah, it looks like he may have saved that.
Yeah, he's got it. Nice save from the 29 crew. 46. 16 gets into the 2. 2's extremely slow. He's just been dropping like a rock and holding up a lot of guys here. Don't know if he has something wrong with his truck or what's going on.
Well, he's just becoming a hazard out there right now.
Rolling a roadblock.
Hope he'll regroup and be able to lay some laps down and try to regain himself. 17-11 doing a strong battle right behind him.
Looks like 17 had to give it up to the 11 right there and almost forcing it 3 wide in the middle of the turn. 68 into the back of 16 now. Still side by side, the 11 and 2 here. Great battle for position. Mark Wall's back into the fray. Oh,
there goes Gary LaViolette. Looks like he regained it as well.
Killer saves and turns 3 here.
Yeah, there's some talented wheelmen in here. And if you've noticed, we've got a few good laps of a green flag running here.
Don't jinx it.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Walked under the proverbial ladder.
Mark Wall's here.
Contact, 11 and 17. 2 is involved. Oh, man, they're just piling them up there in turn 3. 4.
10's involved as well. 17 tried to dive in under the 11 and couldn't hold it. Blocks the whole track up. 2 had nowhere to go. Almost squeaked by. Looks like the 56 and 32 also involved. 10 almost got into it too, but locked him up, about lost it on the back stretch, and Mark Walls barely squeaks by.
Yeah, Mark Henry got a little bit of damage off of that, which is he's already used his fast repair. That might terminate his night.
Now, a lot of these guys up front, we did have about up here. Had just over 10 laps of green flag race, and D. Palmer is electing to come down pit road. And nobody else behind him is coming down.
And that gives Fletcher the lead again, I believe. Moving Scott Hutchinson, looks like he's up 7 spots into P2.
Ooh. Yeah, that 16 truck looks to be about fried. He took a tow back to the pit lane. We might not see him come back out onto the track. Might have had a fast repair glitch. I don't know if he's used it yet, but a couple guys in the back electing to come in now.
Yeah, I'm looking at the 23 ride, and he's got some good damage in the back of that truck.
Yeah, he definitely took a shot there in the rear, didn't he?
One thing about this track, it is a self-cleaning surface, just like Dover is as well. Somebody gets sideways somewhere, they pretty much block up the whole track. You only have about a lane and a half to get through anything, and a split second to do so.
Yeah, when you're turning 14-second laps, you really have a very short window of opportunity to make any kind of adjustments.
And we have a new face in the top 5. Mark Walls up to P4.
Yeah, before that caution flag came out, we were concentrating on Mark Walls. He was definitely in the eye of the storm, if you like to call it, as he was right in the middle of a big battle there. And he's also has to be patient as he picks them off one at a time, making his way through the field.
Also, Breetzman's back up to the 9th spot as well. Two of the fastest guys out here tonight, making their way up to the top of the field. William Fletcher has command of the field right now. Green flag's back out. Back underway here.
Got a really fun watching the mid-pack guys trying to battle away and get situated and not hit the wall or each other and playing a little Bristol pinball. It looks like everyone's quickly getting inside single file along and going to try to maintain and get some more green flag laps under their belts.
Breetzman making a move on Ray Fournier, going to take over the 8th position, set his sights on 7th and 6th right there, side by side in front of the 1 and the 6. Kyle Miller diving it in there into turn 3. And second place has just changed hands as well. Mark Walls up to second.
I think Mark is seeing that the 46 is coming.
Yeah, 46 almost back into the top 5 now. Battle for the lead. Mark Walls to the inside of the 28, William Fletcher. Ooh, they get really close to each other coming out of 2. Looks like Fletcher's going to let the 29 have the spot. Try to crossover move coming out of 4.
He's put his head on. Not to pull off, but 46 is alongside the 6. Couples come back.
Breaker.
Yep. Bright's been battling on Kyle Miller. Kyle Miller did start with the EOL just like Mark Walls did. Or back in the field. Phenomenal battle between those two guys for P5.
P5 turns into P3 pretty quick. 46 loose underneath the 91. He's still loose.
Oh, he's collecting him up.
4,
all
5.
the leads, everybody's collecting into that. Oh, this is not good.
Oh, we definitely stacked him there in the front straightaway, didn't we, boys?
They're still banging away.
46 just gets loose. Gets into 6 with 31. Drew Lalonde involved as well as the 1. The 53, Carl Burke. The 6 goes for a wild ride.
And I was about ready to comment that Sean Brightsman, as he was coming up through the field, he was making that truck work very well at the bottom of the bottom groove there. Just about ready to make that comment until he lost it there coming out of the turn.
Yeah, and more trucks involved at the end of that wreck. In turn 1, the 53 and the 089 and the 11 were also involved as well. We're about to be a third of the way through here.
The good news is, after all that, looks like the Twinkies truck, 18 of Chad Barker, is back on the track.
21 laps down, though. The way that cautions have been coming out, he might be able to get enough lucky dogs for it.
That just seems like a whole lot of dog action.
Oh, yeah. Like the 29 and 28 are going to stay out. 3rd, 4th, and 5th are going to come in. That's only going to leave 9 trucks on the lead lap right now.
Mark Walls starting almost dead last now, taking over the lead with an amazing run up through the field, dodging all of that wrecks that were happening all around him. So great driving ability there.
I think he borrowed a horseshoe from Jimmy Johnson back a couple years ago.
And Mark is running the OCTV livery tonight in support of off-camera television. So kind of an honor to be up on that hood and doing some serious running. Awesome of Mark to rotate through, and he's had just about every major sponsor on the hood of his car, showing some love for all of the people helping support the series.
And another thing I like about it, his trucks are clean. They're just to the point. They're simple.
That is true. Back in the 70s and 80s, with the race cars being just real sharp before the bright colors and the fancy designs all came out. That's just a very nice, easy to look at rig.
I'll go back to the 17.
Yeah, Ryan Maines, it's a beautiful truck. I can't give enough props to whoever did the paint job on that. But that is a complete opposite of what the Mark Wallace truck, again, simple versus a very complex paint scheme.
That truck right there, if you look at it from a distance, it looks like somebody threw about 3 or 4 paint cans and just dumped it on that truck. But if you look at the truck up close, very, very detailed graphics on that truck.
Looks like they're back on.
And delayed green. 10 is kind of out of position. He's in front of Mark Walls, but he is in 9th position. There's no wave around. They're going to be giving the 10 an EOL penalty, so they have to go to the end of the longest line.
I think he was waiting for a wave around.
And that's what he gets. 29 is going to take the outside here. Very quickly get everybody lined up. I believe the lights are off of the base car. 29 commanded the field, and he's gone.
Check out already.
He and the 28 are on old tires. Everybody else behind him pretty much came down to pit road.
I think Mark could probably do this race on 50-lap old tires.
Through the rest of the pack. Now we do have a race for the lucky dog position.
Yep, P3 being taken over by the 23 of Dee Palmer, taking it from Gary LaViolette.
Oh, LaViolette's loose. He's wrecking at 4. Collects the 1 truck. Hard impact.
Oh, well.
That's going to pretty much end the one's night.
And Gary looked like he took a good hit to the front as well. I think he's already used his fast repair.
17 got a piece of the outside wall avoiding the wreck. Wayne Hutchinson is on pit road, had to take the tow, so he's going to go down a handful of laps here as we're working another caution.
See, that leaves Mark Walls sitting first, William Fletcher occupying P2 still, or again. D. Palmer back to third, Hutchinson riding around in fourth.
The lucky dog under that caution was the 089 John Ottenbacher. Top 5 in points right now. Only one top 10 finish this season, though.
And just goes to show you being able to be out there for every race and running decently will get you into some points positions. Nice shot. Speaking of paint scheme, Scott Hutchinson's 91 with the K&N. That is a sharp-looking ride as well.
Looks like Chad Barker has disconnected again. One still sitting on pit road, getting repairs done to his truck. Could be getting the one to go next time by. You got the 29 Mark Walls, P1 William Fletcher in second, D. Palmer in third, Scott Hutchison in fourth, and Ray Fournier rounding out your top 5 right now.
And Ray Fournier is not getting a whole lot of attention this season. He's a very quiet, stealthy runner. But good for him to get all the way up to P5 at Bristol.
And 29 is going to elect to take the outside again. A little bit of confusion back here between the 11 and the 32. Don't know who should be where. Up down to 2 is back out on the track. Trenton Barrington 15 laps down. A lot of trucks a lap down right now. Battling for the lucky dog would be the 11. And Stussy is in that position right now. Green flag's back out in the air, and we're back underway here at Bristol.
So, 91 not getting a launch, and he is already spinning into 1.
11, 6 involved.
Looks like Drew Lalonde able to get by.
He's going to take it straight to the pits. 91 better hurry up or he's going to go a lap down here. Looks like he will be allowed around the pace car. Got everything back working. He was running in the 4th position there. Might have missed a gear or something.
He just did not have a good launch at all.
The 11 was sitting in the lucky dog position. He is going to be calling it quits, taking it to the hauler.
That just looks like a hurtful wreck right there. The way these guys accordion up with the 11, the 6, and the 91 there. Oh, poor 6. And he, from the back to the front to the back and out. Dan Stussy has hung it up.
I'll put Mike Henry in the lucky dog position at 32 has been through a lot of trials and tribulation here during these first 64, 65 laps.
So is it safe to say right now that cautions breed cautions right now?
I think they're breeding them like rabbits.
'91 kind of in the same spot that 10 was last caution. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Maybe a couple goring transponders are not working properly tonight.
Yeah, it looks like we've had a couple of guys hanging up their hats. Dan Stussy just left. Kept Leo has hung up his helmet for the night. Chad Barker is manually all done. Carl Burke also retired.
So the last two restarts in a row, just an observation, Mark Walls definitely had the measure of the field. We'll see what happens here on this restart, if he can do the same thing and just leave the field here. We go back to green flag racing.
Now we might get a delayed green here. The 91 has to drop back pretty far and get behind everybody. He's going to go a lap down because of this. The big mistake out of the 91 camp. Going to come down to pit right now. Lights should go off of the pace car. Walls is taking the preferred line. The preferred line is the outside lane. So he definitely has a distinct advantage over the rest of the field here, especially the inside line.
And he's able to, with being a controller of the race, being able to take off and be on the outside line is going to give him a very distinct advantage over everyone else. So hopefully he won't make it too big of a spanking on these restarts.
17's been pretty quick as well. And he's on a little bit fresher tires than the 29 is. 29 and 28 have still yet to pit. Here we go.
And they're off. There's Mark. 28's got a really good start. Deep Palmer. Really good takeoff. Looks like he's challenging the 17th to be free.
Working that inside lane. 17 getting the run off, carrying momentum. 23 is going to clear to 17. 17 really hurt. Right side damage.
He's not going to let that slow him down, though. He is putting the pressure back on. Looks like, no, he's not going to happen.
Might have a battle for second brewing here. D. Palmer's closing in on the 28. Ever so slightly. Run off the 4 there. Going to peek to the inside.
Let's see if he can make that inside work for him. Oh, and he's going to lose a little bit of room, but he's still down there to be able to drive it in the corner real hard. Yeah, side by side, coming out of the car forward.
There he goes. Going to take it over pretty easily.
And let's keep an eye on and see if he can close up that time on the leader.
Meanwhile, back here you have the 089 and the 68 fighting for 8th right now. Laviolette caused a caution 2 cautions ago. Seems to have everything fixed on that machine. Going to make his way back up towards the top 5.
Lalonde in the 31, really putting heavy pressure on the 6 of Kyle Miller.
That is your battle for the lucky dog position. Both of them would love to get back onto the lead lap here.
And just a moment ago, Mark was right up on the bumper. Okay, he was able to keep it in mind to maybe put a little hurting on there. And looks like the 6 brushed a little bit of wall. Mark getting an easy pass. Not Mark, I'm sorry, Drew. 31 right around the 6.
D. Palmer's lost a lot of ground to the leader here, but William Fletcher's lost even more to D. Palmer. He's not too far away from having a 17 up.
Gary LaViolette, very loose coming out in the 68 truck. Regan coops it back up. 089's on his inside, making a pass for 8 at the start and finish line, going into 1.
It's been one of the best battles on track since the green flag came back out. That 68 and 089 side by side for most of this run here. And Mark Walls getting ready to catch lap traffic.
Let's kind of look at the lap times here with your top 2 guys, and pretty much Palmer and Walls is trading out fast lap of the race. Walls would be quicker than Palmer and vice versa the next time around, so those 2 trucks look like they're pretty much even right now.
29 working on the lap down truck of the 2 Trenton Barrington, giving plenty of room to our leaders here.
And they're quickly catching the back of the 065 truck. Scott Kukas looking at, he's also wisely pulling all the way on the inside line, letting the leaders go right by him. Next trucks in front of Mark is the 32 truck of Mike Henry battling with the 6 truck or being around him. Hopefully when the leaders get to him, they'll be able to straighten themselves out.
The 32 spotter is talking to the 29 and the 28 or 23 spotter, excuse me. He's going to stay on the low side, and he keeps his end of the deal.
And Kyle Miller giving some room, letting Mark Walls drive past him on the outside again.
And that'll only leave the 91 and the 31 a lap down now. Hutchinson, actually both of them, they're fighting for the lucky dog right now. Hutchinson just got around Drew Lalonde.
That is shaping up to be a really good battle. Hutchinson and Lalonde are really good teammates and fighting well on the track.
Walls is right there breathing down their necks, though. If he gets around, and that's going to put both of them 2 laps down. They're out there fighting for their life right now.
Now the speed difference between the 31 and the 29, they're not going quite as slow as some of the other trucks have been. Gonna hopefully maybe make Mark work for that pass, which may close up that gap between he and D. Palmer.
I don't know, 29 got so close to the wall you couldn't put a sheet of paper between him and the truck. That was almost bad for the 29. 31 gonna give him the spot. Go 2 laps down now.
That's kind of, it's good of him.
Oh,
31 blowed up right in front of us. It's a good thing our racing has not enabled the oil feature yet.
With the Derek Coat feature of just the whole front of the truck was just floating.
Did they ever figure out what the heck happened with that?
It was a tire.
Was it? Oh man.
Yeah.
It's the NOS bottle that blew up.
That's very unfortunate for the 31 truck there. Unless he still has his fast repair, which I'm pretty sure he doesn't. He was involved in some accidents earlier tonight. That's pretty much going to end his race. And the leader's got 2 lap trucks to mess with right now. The 2 gives the spot up to the 29 and the 91. 91 fighting to stay 1 lap down right now. And throwing Mark Walls off of his rhythm there. making them go to the inside. D. Palmer still keeping up with Walls, though. Very impressive run out of that 23 truck so far tonight. Ooh, 3 wide.
Ooh, there we go. Scott Hutchins is not one to give up the spot easily. Also making the 23 go underneath him on the low end.
That could have gotten real hairy real quick. 065 coming out of the pits. Ooh. Going to lose a little bit of ground to Mark Walls. Going to lose about 0.5 of a second that lap because of 3 wide.
Yeah, both the leader, Mark Walls, and the D. Palmer running almost identical times lap after lap. This is impressive watching these two do some battling.
Now we have a battle for third now. 28 William Fletcher, 17 Ryan Maines, and the 26 Ray Fournier all there together in a group. 28 has position. 17 trying to diamond the corner off of 4 here, trying to get the inside run. Taking a peek.
Both the 17 and the 089 running the low line, running the low line underneath the 28.
17 a little loose coming off of 4 there. 26 trying to follow.
Looks like they're both going to pull that position away from them.
Yeah, it looks
They
like
do.
William Fletcher kind of jabbed the brakes there a little bit. Let him go on by. And the 56, your 9th place runner, just went 1 lap down to Mark Walls. He is your lucky dog right now. D. Palmer closed the gap back up to 0.6 of a second. We have a battle for 7th side by side to 089 and the 10 back here. Ottenbacher wants that spot. Boy, does not want to give it up that easily. Looks like the 089 will prevail here. Meanwhile, Mark Walls creeping up on the back ends of all of these trucks. Going to put the 32 another lap down here. Mike Henry. And the ice on the 10. Oh, I hear some carnage. Do not see the yellow.
I'm going to quick look. Oh, it looks like the 6 truck is up against the inside crawl space on the backstretch.
Yeah, there he is. As long as he doesn't come back out onto the track, we should stay green. 29's loose underneath the 10. And we're going to report that the 6 is just grenaded like the 31. Battle for the lead and to stay on the lead lap. D. Palmer inside of the 10. Trying to get around and closed up the gap on Mark Walls pretty substantially there. Going to leave Andy Vogt 1 lap down. I swear I say his last name different every single time I say it.
I don't even think I even know how to pronounce it. It's just Andy. Vogt. 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 28 is 23 is nicely reeling in Mark Walls and going through traffic. Trent Barrington and the 2 truck moving over, letting these guys do some, fight each other, closing in.
And they're getting ready to come up on the 7th place runner, 089 John Ottenbacher. Walls and Palmer are putting on a clinic right now. First and second are 10 seconds in front of 3rd place.
10 seconds on a 15-second track.
089 is making the 29 go to the inside as well as the 23.
A little bit of a back-end bobble there.
Both of them get through pretty cleanly though.
And they are barking on the back door of the 28 truck.
065, Scott Kuka's going to let him by here. All three of them go down another lap. It's going to put him 5 laps down here.
Fletcher is about to drop a lap down.
Now, Fletcher and Walls are pretty much on the same tire. As well. There he goes.
Oh, and Keith Palmer getting a good run. Oh, and he doesn't quite make the pass.
And 28's fighting D pretty hard. I don't know if Fletcher is a Dog Bear team member. Don't believe so.
That's correct. I do not believe that Fletcher is on the Dog Bear team. So, nice, good, hard run from him.
It's only going to leave 5 trucks on the lead lap. Working a lap of 121. We have 30 to go here.
And after having that battle with just a huge gap between first and second place now, D. Palmer dropped way back trying to do that battle with William Fletcher.
He had a lot of help from the lap traffic. Some of them were giving the 29 his preferred lane. A lot of them were making him run the bottom, trying to break his rhythm, and it did a little bit. He's definitely got a high line truck tonight.
Yeah, it looks like D. Palmer's clocking off about a 1/10 of a second faster each lap. Then Mark Walls is laying down. Other way around, my bad. My bad.
If you guys look ahead of Mark Walls, though, there is a hornet's nest of trucks up ahead, so we're going to see how Walls attempts this.
A lot of those guys are. But
Multiple laps down, most of these guys are right now.
that's going to put the 10 2 laps down. 089 right in front of them. They're really slow. Oh. 29 got a little loose coming off. And every time Mark gets in the lap traffic here, D just closes that gap. It's going to have to be where D makes a good run on him. Maybe used a chrome horn a little bit. And
You know, if Mark has to stay down here and scrub off even older tires, that's going to allow D's fresher tires to play more of an effect. Yeah, it looks like the two truck of Trent Barrington just lost it right with these leaders, but got into the pit lane just in time.
And we're hearing reports from the 32's crew chief that he is running pretty hot. He might not make it the rest of the way. Working on Ray Fournier, that is your 5th place truck here. Mark Walls going to put him a lap down, coming off of 2. Steve Palmer's going to make his way around pretty cleanly, a lot more cleanly than the 29 made his way around.
You know, I think we're looking at a situation here where D. Palmer's hitting the lap traffic at the right places where Mark Walls is basically not.
Now we're about to have a rolling chicane here. 65 on the inside.
They're coming up on the 17 and Gary LaViolette in 68.
That's only going to leave the 2 trucks right there on the lead lap if they can get around these 2. They're having a Cale Yarborough situation.
68, forcing his teammate to take him on the low side.
What you like to see between teammates, you know, help you out on the track, but really don't want you passing.
All right, we're teammates in practice. We are competitors. Oh, and LaViolette in the wall. Just leaves the 17 of Ryan Maines left as the sole survivor of the lead lap carnage going on here. Oh, man, he's good into the wall, even letting Mark Walls catch up to him, and right behind him, 23 of D. Palmer.
Here we go, 15 to go. Can D. Palmer get to the bumper of the 29 and bump to pass, spin to win?
Yeah, this is reminiscent of last week as well. If he's able to get a bumper on Mark, will he use it?
Oops. 17 got pretty loose over in the outside lane, over to 19, almost into the 23 on the back stretch. 23 going to get around.
With the laps left, is he going to be able to close that gap?
Well, with the 29 getting his preferred lane, I believe it's his race to lose right now.
All over but the shout.
Just amazes me. 21 trucks started this race, only 2 on the lead lap right now.
And for the series, having this long of a green run, that is an impressive feat unto itself.
Come on, man. Where's that wood at?
So we throw some stuffing out of your car. There, catching back up to looks like 32 of I want to say, Mike.
Now, he did say he was running pretty hot, so wouldn't it be interesting if he blew up in front of the leader? It's not going to happen. D. Palmer losing a lot of time here. If he can
This is
get
not playing
some.
in his favor at all.
No, not at all.
Come on, D, pedal. I don't think he's going to be able to get up there. Working with 6 laps to go this time by.
And he's giving her everything she's got. But to no avail, unless the 29 runs into some more lap traffic, and I do not believe he has. Well, there is a pretty good gaggle of cars in front of him. Really hit it in enough time for D to catch back up and try to make one last attempt at a pass.
I just don't think they're going to slow him down enough for it to matter. Oh, there was some bumping and banging, though, between the 28 and the black truck there of 56.
Depends on what kind of lines these guys are running. Here comes D.
Mark Walls is asking for some friendly racing room.
Some on the bottom, some on the top. Try to make his way around to 28 again. Coming to the line, 3 laps to go.
Ottenbacher, the next one in front.
I don't think D is going to be able to get there. 2 to go at the line. D. Palmer back here working his way around the 28 of William Fletcher. 29 is clear to 89. Smooth sailing in front of him for this last 4 corners. White flag.
Wow. Yeah, just not enough room for D to catch back up and to put a horn on him. Good race. Mark starting last to first, putting on an absolute clinic this evening.
And working his way off turn 4, 29. Mark Walls is going to win the Hungry Dragon 75 at Bristol.
That was amazing running. First to first, back to front. Great run for D. Palmer, too. I think that's about the best we've seen him run all year.
And we literally ran. We went back to green on lap 69. We almost ran 100 laps on the green there.
That's amazing.
And
oh, great job, Mark. You earned that victory. Go ahead and smoke those tires up on the start-finish line.
he shouldn't celebrate too much. It still has to go through post-race inspection.
It's about time they started enforcing that.
Intentional damage.
Will not pass inspection.
Wish we could do the Monday Night Madness finishing order rundown. I don't have to call out 2 names. we were,
All right, well, huge shout out to Mark Walls for reeling in his 3rd victory on the evening. It looks like D. Palmer pulled up P2, Ryan Maines, Gary LaViolette, and Ray Fournier coming up your top 5. Ray Fournier, John Ottenbacher, William Fletcher, Brian Sturgis, Scott Hutchins rounding up your top, or Andy Voigt on your top 10. Mike Henry, Scott Kukas, Trenton Barrington coming home 13th, Kyle Miller, Drew Lalonde 15th, Dan Stussy, Wayne Hutchinson, Sean Brightsman 18th, Carl Burke looks like he's 19th, Kip Leo 20th, and Chad Barker, Mr. Twinkie, rounding out the field in 21st.
all right, well, looking through, we do have the top 3 finishers in. Let's, who should we bring down first?
Let's go ahead and grab P3 there. Is he grabbable there? Yeah, Ryan Maines, I see him there. He's in the waiting room.
I got him.
User was moved to your channel.
Ryan Maines, you got a copy?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. 10-4.
Hey, great run tonight. Congratulations on your podium finish there in P3.
Oh, thank you very much. It's really nice to have luck go my way for once.
Right? So we had almost 100 laps of green flag running for the for the Northwest Truck Series here at Bristol. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I really wasn't expecting that many greens, but thankfully I hammered out the setup during practice, and it seemed like it stayed consistent. And thankfully, knock on wood, it stayed consistent throughout most of the race. And it at least let me keep in front of that 4th place car, who was right on my tail most of those last laps.
You know, Ryan, we were complimenting your paint job on your truck earlier. Kudos to you for having such a great paint job on that truck tonight.
Thank you. It's a hobby. I get bored and change it up every so often.
But yeah, it's a fantastic paint job. We enjoyed it thoroughly tonight. Got a lot of good airtime for you. Anyway, what do you got? Who you want to say thanks to for tonight? Who's your sponsors?
I don't have any official sponsors. I got Krypton on the truck, but that's just for pretty. Hopefully I get my mom to watch this, and I can thank her and all that all that fancy lovey-dovey stuff.
Well, way to go, Mom. Your boy done well. All right, Ryan. Well, we'll wrap up with you here. We'll go grab P2, and again, thanks for coming out and for putting on a great show tonight.
Thank you very much.
User was moved.
All right, that was Ryan Maines with his first top 5 of the season. I guess we're going to go ahead and pull in P2. D. Palmer, I believe that's D-Bob up here, ain't it?
That's correct.
All righty.
User was moved to your channel.
D. Palmer, you got a copy on us?
Yes, sir.
Well, D, it looks like you and Mark were pretty much the class of the field. You and Mark are actually trading out fast lap times of the race. Pretty much looked like you were able to get up about 3 truck lengths off his rear bumper, but that's about it. Tell us about the race, and who would you like to thank?
It was a fun race. I could get up to Mark, and then my right rear would heat up, so I get a little bit loose, and then dealing with lap traffic really beat it up. So I'd like to win, but I'm pretty happy with second. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Sarge's Place, the Hungry Dragon, and Walls Beard Co. and you guys for putting on the show. And then my team, we put in hundreds and hundreds of laps to get these setups together.
And who do you have on your teammate there?
I got Mark Walls, Drew Lalonde.
Oh, that's right, Dog Bear, yeah.
Ray Partridge, Gary Violet, Wayne Hutchinson. There's a lot of us. Great group of guys to come out here to the Northwest Truck Series and race hard. It's a lot of fun.
Well, once again, Dean, great performance there. You and Mark were the class of the field. Looks like you guys lapped everybody, according to our records. And so I'm sure second place wasn't what you wanted, but still, you very respectable performance on your part.
Well, thanks, man. Thanks for putting on the broadcast.
All right, so congratulations, D. Palmer, second place. Let's see, we got Mark Walls to come on
User
down.
was moved out of your channel. User was moved to your channel.
Mark Walls, you got your ears on there, buddy?
10-4.
Hey, congratulations. Worst to first, and you look great doing it. How did you survive those early wrecks?
Man, I was a part of those early wrecks. Pretty typical for Bristol. Getting started, man, I knew there was going to be cautions. I blew it in qualifying, had to start in the back anyway, so ended up in the first wreck. I don't know, salvaged around for a little while and figured it was time to go, and off we went.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mark, we were monitoring your progress throughout the race. It only took you about 52 laps, according to our records, for you to get up to that top spot. You definitely had a really good setup on that truck tonight, didn't you?
Man, this OCTV Chevy Silverado was bad fast. We had a real good qualifying effort with the Northwest guys as well as Dog Bear Racing, and it definitely showed tonight. I was able to keep that thing on the bottom, run the top, the middle. I mean, if I had to pass low, it was just stable all over the place. So that really helped us through traffic.
Well, Mark, you had a great run tonight, and the Dog Bear team showed a strong run tonight, taking home a lot of great positions. Chad Barker unfortunately had some issues at the beginning where he couldn't quite finish up well. Next week, you guys are going to Michigan, correct?
Yeah. Irish Hills.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun race with a nice big track, much different than this little bull ring you guys got.
Oh yeah, and the thing transfers over is that multiple groove. I mean, it showed here with the high groove, the low groove. Michigan, man, you're going to be 3-4 wide, and they all stick. It's just a matter of what setup you got and can you run them all.
Yeah, so looking forward to seeing what you guys can bring out and what the rest of the field can do against you guys.
Yeah, it should be an interesting week. I know when we get to those big tracks, everybody is real super strong. Lap times are real close together, so it's going to be an interesting race.
Well, Mark, as we go through the season here, you are the points leader. Looks like you're going to extend that points lead even more. How you feeling right now? You pretty comfortable out there at the top of the points, or you still pretty much focused race after race?
Now, for me, I'm focused race after race. I got hell of a competition, throughout the series. My teammates included, they're just as hungry for wins as I am. So I don't see them taking any length of breaks to getting in victory lane. I battle with them every week, and this week it just paid off for me. But man, next week those trucks are going to load strong, and it's going to be a battle for that finish spot.
Well, great job there, man. Again, just an honor being able to call your race. Thanks for having OCTV on the truck and for allowing us to be in the booth here and to watch you guys in the Northwest Truck Series do what you do week in and week out.
Yeah, no doubt. It was a pleasure having the OCTV on board, man. That truck looked real good. I was glad to get it in victory lane for him. I also got to thank Walls Beard Co. Anyone got a beard out there? Need to get that thing under control, help it grow, get some shine to it. Check out wallsbeardco.com. Got some great products. We got to thank Sarge's Place, big backer for Dog Bear Racing, and Volt Vapes, man. They help us power this thing too, and I definitely want to get them back on board and see if we can't put it in number one.
Well, I'm sure they'll be happy to work something out with you.
Right on.
All right, Mark. Well, congratulations again tonight. Another W on the season here in 2016. We'll see you next weekend in Michigan.
All right. Thanks, guys.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right, boys. So, final thoughts?
Well, I'm exhausted watching that race. That was dizzying and exciting. Was not expecting almost 100 green flag laps. Just tickled pink that we got to watch that and to watch Mark and D just lay down some laps and just dominate the field.
You know, the first 50 laps of that race, it was caution after caution after caution. Then the last 100 laps was green flag. That caught my eye. And the other thing that caught my eye, you know, you can put Mark Walls anywhere in the field, he will still find his way to the front.
He's definitely bringing a great setup to each and every track this season. That's his third win on the season, 5th top 5 and top 10, and we've had 5 races. So definitely going to jump out to a huge points lead. Come back and check us out next Thursday night, same bat time, same bat channel, for the Michigan race for the Northwest Truck Series.
And then off camera is also doing the sprint car shootout on Monday night.
Yes.
And that's what, 9:30 on Monday night Eastern?
Yes, and that will be broadcasted on the Twitch channel. That's twitch.tv/offcamberTV, all one word. But for Donovan Everett and myself, we are OCTV, and we are out.
Clear?